not all that spectacular of an opponent with Fayette County. We haven't played them in several years, and but their claim to fame, of course, Josh, is who?
Brandon Boykin,
yeah,
current Philadelphia Eagles cornerback, and of course a UGA player who
right.
was really made a splash in the college game, and we're going to be excited to see him playing on Sundays now.
Yeah, and I think that was the last time we played them was 2007, and we won that game 21-7, and that was at home, and Brandon Boykin was in that game, and so that's exciting. That was an exciting time for just kind of Woodward football in general in terms of, all the talent that we had in our team with Tim Jefferson, and of course there's Cam Newton and DJ Shockley a little bit earlier, I think, yeah, and Eric Berry, of course. So some top players came out of that time period. This is the first game for Fayette County. They didn't have a game last week, so they're coming in here into Woodward, and hopefully they got the first game jitters. Not sure how they're going to play, and maybe we'll be able to take that to our advantage. They were 2-8 last year in overall, and 1-5 in the region. They're a 4A team, so they're a bigger school, and they brought a lot of fans. I think they got a band. Josh, I think that band's bigger than both football teams combined.
I'm going to have to agree with that.
That is huge. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think they got 11 tubas. When you got 11 tubas, Josh, that's a big game. That's a big band. So we'll hope to see some good stuff out of the Fayette County band tonight. Of course, after this game, we play Woodland next, and then we play our crosstown rival, Westminster, at Westminster. And then that's the last of the non-region games, and our first game is against Blessed Trinity. Now, what makes that an interesting game, Josh, is Blessed Trinity beat Westminster last week. So, when we go up against Westminster, against Westminster and Blessed Trinity, that gives a pretty good indication about where we sit. So, looking forward to that game.
And Blessed Trinity really, they moved up from 2A with all that high school conference realignment. But they really start a string of region games for us. Blessed Trinity, Decatur, Towers, McNair, of course, the big ones, St. Pius, and then Cedar Grove. So, it's these first couple games, from Lovett all the way to Westminster. But then we enter the region play. And it's not that these games don't matter, but this is really, you're right, when you want to get all those kinks out, when you really want to get into your rhythm, because once Blessed Trinity comes, a solid team this year in 3A, and that's going to be a very important 6-game stretch for us.
Right, and I don't think you don't want to look at these games as being experimental, because these games matter. They're not scrimmages; they are games, and they're important from a confidence standpoint. And something that we talk about quite a bit is it's not only player confidence that matters, but it's also the coach's confidence to know that, because believe me, they're butterflies in their stomach. There's some anxiety here for them as well. When it's 3rd and 1 and the game is on the line, are they going to be able to stay composed and make the right call and coach the right way? So this is a learning curve for them as well. I mean, all these guys have been in the game a long time, but I am saying that there's still that anxiety. So it's confidence in the players having confidence in themselves, coaches having confidence in themselves, and then I think the third in the wild card is the coaches having confidence in the players, that they know when they send Terry Guger out there, or when they send Jack Bryan out there, or when they send Isaiah Matthews out there, they know they're going to do the job. They know they're going to get the ball, that they're going to make the big play, and that's what I think is perhaps the most important things to get out of these games is that confidence level. Well, they're at midfield to take the coin toss, and of course our captains, number 11 Jamil Spencer, number 60 Michael Vickers, and number 44 Austin Rourke, all three seniors, all three at least 2-year starters, and even earlier than that played a significant time as sophomores. So they've got a lot of experience on the field, a lot of leadership.
And all three, we talked about the defensive performance last week. All three of them were unbelievable last week. We'll see if that carries over into this week and as the season progresses. But if they can stay healthy and just continue on this upward track, I think they're going to be 3 absolute menaces for this War Eagle defense.
Absolutely. And Woodward, I think, won the toss and then deferred the decision. So We'll see what Fayette County is going to do. And we got Woodward lined up there at the far end of the end zone. The concession stand into the end zone. So Fayette County is going to receive, and Woodward Academy will kick off and take off defense first, which is always a good confidence builder, I think. Woodward's defense has always been strong. And so we've got the cheerleaders out there ready for the Woodward War Eagles to bust through the banner. I tell you, Josh, back in the day, they had they had individual banners for individual games made out of big old butcher paper stuff, and they were very creative, very artistic. We've now gone to the more environmentally friendly banner, and that is it's made out of plastic, and it's a permanent banner with which to run through. And here they come. Here come the War Eagles. Oh, look at that, Josh, carrying the Revolutionary War flag. Don't tread on me. We'll have to do a little bit of investigation and find out what that's all about. There's a number 13 on the flag, and they turned that over to some of the fans, student body in the seats here. So that's something new. Hadn't seen that before.
Yeah, it's evolved into a bit of a tradition, but I'm not sure I really know what it means.
Right.
And I've seen it a couple times now,
Okay.
but we'll have to look into that further for sure.
Well, that's an event of first impression to me. I haven't seen that before, but that's good. Perfect football weather. Very it's just warm enough to be very comfortable out here, and a good crowd here from on the Woodward side of the field. Lots of parents, lots of students here to watch Woodward hopefully get its first win of the season.
Both teams now taking the field, and it'll be Alex Robinson, the senior, to kick off for the War Eagles.
So I guess what I'm looking for in this game right now, from a kind of keys to the game type of thing, looking to see how well the offensive line performs. Also want to kind of pay a little bit more closer attention to the play calling. Last week at Lovett, Coach Hunt was not afraid to air the ball out at all because he's got Goodger at quarterback and he's got some good receivers. But they were throwing the long ball a lot. They were throwing it into the end zone. And it's going to be interesting to see if Woodward comes back to maybe a little bit shorter routes during this game to pick up some yards and some first downs to build the momentum. And then special teams. We need a little bit tighter execution on special teams. Well, there's the kick.
Back to return is number 8, Calvin Crawford, and he's off to the 10, shakes a tackle, and he'll be taken down at about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, Fayette County kind of bobbled the kickoff there. And you expect to see this type of stuff again. You go first game jitters. Well, I'll tell you one immediate thing I noticed. Fayette County's a larger team than Lovett was. I think Lovett had only a couple of 200-plus pounders last week, and Fayette County's got a good look to be good solid size offensive line.
Here we go now, 1st and 10, first play from scrimmage. Number 3, Ashton Jackson in motion. Williams looking, throwing, deep ball on first down, and
oh my goodness,
Jawless Myrick couldn't quite come up with a bat down or a pick there, but airing it out on first down.
and airing it out for 7 points. That was going downfield. And the ball was underthrown. It's a good thing because if that ball had been spot on, I think we'd be calling Fayette County 6, Woodward County nothing. Josh kind of bit on the pump fake there, and the receiver got the position, but incomplete.
Williams here on 2nd and 10. He's got Ashton Jackson, the junior wide receiver, to his right.
Carter Johnson creeping up, looking like he's going to blitz here, and he does.
And it's a pitch to number 4, Terrence Kelly. He gets a great gain out to about the 28-yard line.
Jamil Spencer able to push him out of bounds. Got some laundry on the field. Got probably a hold. So we'll see what the penalty is. And, yeah, it's definitely against Fayette County. Waiting to see the signal here. Well, here we go. Yeah. Illegal block in the back. Okay. Takes it back 10 yards. So that's a big penalty.
Big penalty early on in the game, and that's not good for this Fayette County coach's psyche here. You know, second play from scrimmage, and you know, we're only 21 seconds into the game, and they're already, you know, moving backwards. So they'll be starting here from their own 12.
Yeah, I was wrong. That's a 5-yard penalty instead of a 10-yard penalty, so it's 2nd and 15. Little quarterback keeper around the
Williams
left.
looking, and be shoved out of bounds.
Ozzie Bunbury coming up and make a stop. Ozzie had a great game last week. Called his name several times. So it's good to see that young man step up and make some plays, contribute. Ozzie's playing defensive end, but he's got the build for like a strong safety. So he's got some strength there and some speed, some wheels to go with it.
Antonio Messick and Ashton Jackson out wide for the Tigers. Williams under center here now, 3rd and 12.
Big play. First test of the game for the Woodward defense.
Williams drops back. He's looking, pumps, throws, and almost intercepted by number 6, Kyle Hawkins, the defensive back for the War Eagles.
And I'll tell you again, Josh, it was just a poorly thrown ball. It was thrown behind the receiver and underthrown. And it's a good thing because Antonio Messick, he's, I don't know how tall he is, but I'm going to say he's 6'3". And so he's got the size advantage on our corners. And obviously Fayette County sees that, and they're trying to take advantage of that. But just 2 poorly thrown balls to our advantage.
And I think that was the right idea there from the Tigers there on their, you know, their first series really of the season. Taking a couple shots, and unfortunately for them, the execution wasn't quite there on the throws. Here's Hawkins now to return, and he gets hammered by number 8. That was Calvin Crawford there on the tackle.
I'll tell you, a little bit of a dangerous ball to pick up there is a knuckleball on the punt. Not a very good punt, but a knuckleball. And so when it hit the ground, it started squibbing all over the place. And Hawkins took a pretty risky chance and picked it up. And I think he's coming off the sideline right now. Coach Vandergrift's telling him, you know, you got to let those kind go because a lot of bad things can happen with those knuckleballs coming through. All right, so the first chance for the Woodward Academy offense here.
Terry Guger, the junior quarterback, under center here, and they'll...
And we got some official business being conducted. Not sure what's going on.
All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. First offensive play from scrimmage here for Woodward. Guger under center. He's got Steve Smith and Benji Russell, the wide receivers. Smith goes in motion, and he will pitch it to Smith. Smith to the 45, breaks a tackle, and he gets to about the 46-yard line.
Good block by Austin Phillips to kind of seal off the pursuit and give the Woodward Academy guy the lane to run. But pursuing linebacker missed a tackle, and so we able to get back to this line of scrimmage.
And again, we see the pitch. We saw that really countless times last game against Lovett. Often to Jollis Myrick, who we haven't seen in the game yet tonight. This will be Malcolm Twyman, number 33, in motion, and he will get the carry. Twyman with a good gain, and he'll get to about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, good defense there by Fayette County to come up and stay square to the line and bring down Twyman after only about a yard or so gain. So we're running very wide now, not hadn't passed yet, which of course, we started the game out last week with Guja throwing the ball. This we're hitting the outside. Fayette County playing a kind of a 52 defense, 52 base defense, 5 down linemen. Now Guja's throwing.
Guger looks to throw, and it is caught, and Malcolm Twyman is hammered at about the 49, and that'll bring out the punt team here for Woodward.
Well, it's a good throw, it's a good safe throw, and I got to compliment Twyman there on catching that ball because he was pinned up against the sideline. and probably had a good sense he was going to get hammered on that throw on the tackle, but he looked the ball into his chest and retained possession. So even though it didn't result in a first down, I'm pleased with that play that Twyman hung on to the ball.
Back deep to return for the Tigers, number 5, Braylon Cook. Robinson to punt, and it is a good one.
Wow.
Fair catch at about the 12-yard line by Cook. So out comes this Tigers offense. Couldn't get anything going last time. The penalty moved him back. But see what they can do here out on their second offensive series.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit kind of surprised. I thought that the Fayette County offense was a lot more successful than than was my initial expectation. So maybe after the defense has got now a series under their belt, they'll settle down a little bit and take it up a notch and shut Fayette County down.
Williams here. Jameel Spencer comes to the line, and flag is down.
We had Jollis Myrick there applauding the referee. Maybe the wideout didn't get set and jumped. Yep, legal procedure. All right, 1st and 15. We got Bunbury, Andre Newton, Austin Rourke at linebacker, Griffin Lamb, and Michael Vickers making up the defensive line. Spencer Rourke, Carter Johnson. They're the strong safety and the linebackers. All right.
Running play, and that one is
Austin Rourke and Michael
nowhere.
Vickers. Made the big tackle there. Kind of an off-tackle play. It's going to bring up, maybe got a yard, so 2nd and 14 or so. Good solid play by Vickers there. This is his time to step up and make a name for himself. He's been, he started last year. He saw significant playing time as a sophomore, so this is his year. And we look forward to seeing him be productive out here.
Williams here on 2nd and 14, giving some advice to his offense here. And he'll go with the pitch, and it's fumble! Picked up by Woodward and brought in by Ozzie Bunbury, number 48. And a Woodward touchdown here early on. What a way for this Woodward defense to start this game here. A bit sloppy there from the Tigers, but Woodward takes advantage of it and brings it in for 6. Well done there.
Absolutely. And again, what made that touchdown possible is Bunbury and the defensive line staying square to the line, not getting turned and out of position. And so when the ball hit the ground, it was an easy pickup for Ozzie, and he takes it 4 yards into the end zone for a touchdown.
Alex Robinson to tack on the extra point, and it is up and splits the uprights. 7-0 War Eagles here, 8:58 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, high snap on that, and that's a good thing that you got Terry Goodger being the holder because that ball was coming in hot and coming in high, and Goodger able to get it down, and Alex able to kick it through. And Woodward goes up 7-0. Who needs offense when you got the defense scoring all your points? So that's a good thing for the defense to know that they can do that. That's exciting for those kids. Everybody congratulating Ozzie. So once again, Woodward's going to be kicking off. 8:58 left in the first quarter. So good, solid, again, defensive rising up, holding tight and converting, taking those opportunities and putting them in the end zone.
Back again deep to return is Crawford along with Cook for the Tigers. See if Fayette County can get something going here. Good high kick from Robinson, and
all right, automatic touchback. Yeah, high school kicks off from the 40-yard line. Of course, college 35, the pros 30. But to cut down on injuries, being sensitive to, and this is a direct result, I think, of all the concussion stuff. If the ball breaks the plane of the end zone, it is an automatic touchback. Automatic touchback. And again, I think that's in large response to the worried about the concussions, because a lot of concussions are coming on the kick returns, and so to try and cut down on that, they made this rule. And of course, this year they've got the big rule to where you can't lead with your head. You can't make a head tackle, and it's going to be interesting to see how much the refs call that.
Handoff here on first down, and
boy, Austin Rourke come up and make the big hit there. Finished off with Arrington Farrar and Carter Johnson. But good fundamental tackle there by Austin Rourke on that off-tackle play. Fayette County had a good hole. He closed on it fast and hit the boy in the numbers and took him down.
2nd and 8 coming up here for the Tigers on their own 22-yard line. Very important time for the Tigers here. If they can't get something going now and they give the ball back to Woodward, potentially risk going down 2 scores, and then after that you're chasing the game. So
sure.
Jason Williams has to get this offense in sync and get something going quickly, and he will throw it.
Intercepted.
It's intercepted. That was number 4, Carter Johnson, on the pick. And he's still going. Taken down at about the 24-yard line of the Tigers, but right as we said, a crucial time in the game, Williams throws an interception.
Again, poorly thrown ball. The receiver was in good position. There's a flag on the field. It's probably going to be illegal block, probably by Woodward on the return, but not sure. But interception by Carter Johnson there. Great. Looked the ball straight in his hands, took it upfield. Probably gained about 20 yards on the interception. It was a good run back. And again, Fayette County not afraid to get out here and get aggressive.
They're taking some big risks early on here with Williams throwing the ball so much, but unfortunately for them, it really hasn't paid off. They've fumbled once, and then they've thrown a pick, and we still have just about 8 minutes left in this first quarter, so they're going to have to get it together quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be a long game for them if this Woodward defense continues to play the way they are.
Right. Well, and that's what it was. It was an illegal block, and you hate to see that kind of stuff happen, but. Seriously, one of the things you don't really practice very much on defense is when an interception, and then, how do you block? How do the defensive linemen all of a sudden turn into offensive linemen and make legal blocks? And, you get excited with the interception, and, it's just a tendency to make a foul. But 1st and 10, the ball's about the 38 or so.
Hawkins in motion, and we will hand off to Jollis Myrick. Nice hole to the left there, and he's still churning his legs, and he will get to about the 30-yard line. I'll tell you, Jollis Myrick, yards after contact.
Mm-hmm. And what I liked about that play was something that Coach Miller and I and Josh, we talked about last week after the game was Woodward didn't run many counter plays there. They didn't run many misdirection plays there, and that was a counter play, starting out right and then coming back left, and Myrick picked up some good yardage on that, 2nd and now 3, so he picked up 7 yards. Well-executed play.
Hawkins in motion again. And
same play.
Same play. Hand off to Jollis Myrick, and he gets a nice hole, and he's to about the 25-yard line.
I tell you, Jack Bryant did a good job sticking with his block and keeping the defender off of Myrick, so allowing him to gain the first the yardage and pick up the first down.
Jack Bryant, we'll have to keep watching out for him this game. Number 59, the big offensive lineman, junior. If he can keep creating holes like that for Jollis, definitely see some great output here on this offensive side of the football. Quincy Wolf now the junior fullback into the game along with Jollis Myrick. Kyle Hawkins in the slot and Benji Russell out to the right there at receiver. They will hand off to Wolf, and nice hole up the middle there. Quincy Wolf. Well, especially that one series last game where we saw Quincy Wolf just pretty much march down the field along with Terry Goodger there on the ground and through the air. I think if Woodward can get him really going early, he can really wreak a lot of havoc.
Well, that all depends on the offensive line being able to lock up, and on that play again, it was up the right side off the right tackle, and Jack Bryant did a great job of standing up the defender, turning him into the outside, giving a nice hole. Same play.
Wolf here bottled up and nothing doing on that play.
Right, this was not so successful, but that's one thing about Coach Hunt. If he, if that play works, let's run it again. So it's going to bring up 3rd and short. Now this is where last week, Woodward kind of, I don't say fell apart or anything, but they didn't. This is where they lost some of their execution, some of their discipline. It was only 3rd and short situations they couldn't convert. But it's interesting. Goodger now is in the shotgun.
Goodger to pass, looking, pressure coming, throwing. And that one right across the middle. That was a dangerous pass there. Number 26 for the Tigers. Shamar Givens, the defensive back, was in the area, and lucky that it went through his hands there.
Interesting call. Kyle Hawkins there, and Goodger just zipped that ball in there because it's some pretty tight coverage. And I think it was a well-thrown ball, to be honest, but I think it was just too hot for Hawkins to reel it in. So Robinson coming in to kick the field goal. Actually kind of thought that if they were going to throw the ball on 3rd down in that situation, it was an indication that if it didn't work, they were going to go for the 4th down play. But they're bringing in Robinson to kick in what amounts to a 35-yard field goal.
Robinson's kick up and perfect.
Looks good. All right. So he's Mr. Perfect right now. Last week, of course, he was the only offensive points for Woodward with, again, about a 35-yard field goal. This time through the uprights. So it takes the Woodward lead to 10-0. .531 still left in the first quarter.
Well, for Coach Hunt and this Woodward team, you couldn't really have asked for a better start than this. Up 2 possessions here, still plenty of time left in the first quarter. It's just going to be a matter of keeping this pace. How often do we see in football or really in any sport, a team starts out so hot, really gets going, and then for some reason they just can't keep that momentum. They're just playing on pure adrenaline, and it allows that other team to come back into the game. This is going to be a real challenge here, unlike last week where Woodward had trouble getting things going. This is going to be a matter of keeping things going.
Yeah, I that's a great point. I think, as much as, we teach and coaches coach to, come from behind, you also have to learn how to stay ahead. And it's 10-0 right now, and you got to learn to make it 20-0, 30-0, 40-0. And that takes as much discipline and as much execution and as much leadership as, when you're down 10-0.
Robinson with a great kickoff, and that goes out of the back of the end zone, and he is fired up.
That's what he should be. I mean, he is a great kicker, and we were talking a little bit before the show. He's probably got some colleges interested in him because any high schooler can kick it out of the end zone. Already has a college caliber leg. So it'll be interesting to see during the season who takes a look at him and all that.
Well, 1st and 10 here. Ball on their own 20 here for Fayette County. Williams, and he will quarterback sneak there, and that will be amount to about a 1-yard gain there.
Yeah, they're trying to set up now that they've been running outside and off tackle, thinking that the Woodward defense may be playing those outside lanes, those outside holes, and maybe free up the middle a little bit, but not so. So it brings up 2nd and 8.
And just looking at Jason Williams' stature, he's built much like a running back. He's maybe the smallest guy on the field for Fayette County, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see them continue to use him in quarterback draw and quarterback sneak situations. Here he goes again, out to the right this time. He's taken down at about the 30.
Good option read by the quarterback. And Arrington Farrar came up hip, was unable to wrap him up and bring him down. There's some laundry on the field, and it looks like blocking the back once again for Fayette County. And so that negates a 2-3 yard gain, but it negates a positive play, which sooner or later that starts to grind on your psyche, and you start to get a little down. You start dropping your head and putting your hands on your hips. And again, this is where the Woodward defense really needs to learn how to step up and drive the nail in the coffin. Don't get relaxed because you're up 10-0, and you've got them back on their heels. Don't give up and open up and make some lackadaisical play, and put them back in this game.
Williams now trots back into the huddle, and it's 2nd and 18 here. Ball on their own 12-yard line. They've got to get something going early here.
Yeah, this is a dangerous play. I mean, you got these big wide receivers for Fayette County, and they've shown they'll throw the ball. So we've got to pay attention here.
Williams here on the keeper, and a good gain to about the 20-21-yard line there. They're a good burst of speed from the quarterback, Williams.
Absolutely. Picked up about 9 yards. This is a big play. Jamil Spencer coming up and able to make that tackle. Yeah, he's a fast little quarterback and hits that edge, and he's by Vickers and Austin Rourke in the blink of an eye, and is into the second tier. And again, that's where your fundamental defense pays off. Jamil Spencer, tagging along behind, playing containment, and stops what otherwise might have been a big play.
And that brings up 3rd and 9 here for the Tigers. Williams, and he will pitch it. And
all right, that was well played. Griffin Lamb, Austin Rourke, and Jocelyn Myrick all coming up and making. And Aaron Farrar, I tell you, got upfield and disrupted the option. And just a well played defensive play there.
What we've seen so far, I think Calvin Crawford seems to be a powerful running back. He just hasn't had enough holes open for him, really. A lot of that due to the Woodward defense really just cracking down here early on and really not allowing any lanes to open for him. But there's a player down, and that's number 7, Sinjin Stellato, the junior for the Tigers.
Yeah, we got both the athletic Woodward and Fayette County looking at him, but he looks to be fine. Just kind of maybe just got dinged up a little bit. He's walking off tender ankle there. But yeah, you expect that from Coach Vandergriff. His defense is one of the things he has always stressed has been the fundamentals. At the high school level of game, those fundamentals count more probably than talent. And Vandergriff breaking the huddle there as a result of that injury timeout. Letting the players get a little bit of a breather. Also, I think a thing about last week is we've got a lot of players playing both ways. Michael Vickers is playing both ways. Griffin Lance, several players are playing both ways, and last week was probably the first full game they did that, and maybe the fatigue factor might have had something to do with some of the offensive misfirings. Well, I tell you, Carter Johnson is a horrible punt.
This is a shank here, and this one.
I think it's going to be a net. It's going to be a net zero punt.
That was a net zero, if not a loss there on the punt. And if the offense couldn't get going, and now the special teams can't get going, well, Woodward's going to take over here at about the 24-yard line of the Tigers.
Well, that's the second time. I was a little bit kind of disappointed. That's the second time I've seen Carter Johnson get back there. Just so untouched. And from my perspective, it looks like he could easily have blocked the punt. But he backed off. Maybe that's Coach Davis is teaching him. Maybe that's why the shank punt was a shank punt. The punter got nervous seeing Carter Johnson coming so hard.
Connor Pilch in motion, and they'll hand it off to the fullback, Austin Phillips there. Gets maybe a yard or two.
Yeah, Woodward's not so far. It's certainly the Lovett game, and this game so far is not having a whole lot of success taking, your old traditional dive play straight up the middle.
Second down and 8 here. Great field position for the War Eagles.
21-yard line. 2:34 left going to first quarter. Woodward up 10-0.
Goodger, and he'll hand it off to Connor Pilch for a gain of a couple yards, and he makes it to about the 19-yard line of the Tigers.
Again, that's kind of misdirection play. You get the offensive line and the quarterback. Everybody's going right, And Connor Pilch cuts back underneath Terry Guger and gets the handoff and, picks up 3 or 4 yards.
3rd down and 5 here for the War Eagles. Ball on the 19. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Well, they could get a first down here, not have to settle for 3. That would be absolutely huge. Terry Guger here.
Back in the shotgun again.
In the gun. 3rd down.
3rd and 5. Throwing the ball.
Guger to pass. Looking, and it's caught by Stephen Smith, the senior.
I think it's going to be a little bit short, though. Good play. Smith coming in out of the backfield and just kind of sitting down there just behind the linebackers. And it is going to be a gain of about 4 3/4 of a yard, but it's going to be about 1/4 of a yard to half a yard short. And we're going for it. I love it when we go for it. That's what I like. You get this close, field goal doesn't get any good.
4th and inches here. Austin Phillips,
it's going to be a quarterback sneak.
Fullback here, Terry Guger, and he does sneak it, and he will get it. That big frame of his. All he has to do is just take a step, and he's got the first down.
Right. And Ethan Frank and Brian Stringer and these guys did a great job of, just getting the defensive line off the ball enough to allow Guger to kind of twist his body, sneak in through the gap, and pick up the first down. And that is a big confidence builder as well. Knowing that, in the short yardage situation, you can pick it up. Nate Guyton there as well on the offensive guard side.
Stephen Smith was in the slot. Now he's in motion. And they will hand off to Austin Phillips for a decent gain. And he's wrapped up. That was big number 65 for the Tigers. Josh Bolar.
Yeah, Austin Phillips better hang on to that ball because they're going for the strip when they're tackling him. He's scratching and gnawing. He's going to need some back team on his forearms. But that's become so much a part of the game now as well, as if, going for the strip, stripping the ball, punching the ball. You certainly see it in the pros and the colleges, and it's making its way down to the high school ranks as well.
Conclusion of the first quarter here. The Woodward War Eagles have a 10-0 lead on the Fayette County Tigers. Well, I'd say that was a decent opening quarter there for Woodward. The defense definitely picked up where they left off from that Lovett game. Created a couple turnovers, and really ultimately put some points up on the board for Woodward, especially that Ozzie Bunbury fumble recovery for a touchdown, which was absolutely huge early on. And for Fayette County, it's just a matter of picking up the pieces and trying to get it back together. This was their first quarter of play all season. And, it'll be interesting to see what head coach Mike Davis does for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I don't know what the right word here. The concern is not the right word, but, our offense is still not being able to put it across the goal line. And, we got a great chance here. The ball's on the 12-yard line. It looks like, we have our best opportunity to score of the season so far. But still, we're into the second quarter. And the points have pretty much come from the defensive side of the ball. And so it's real important, I think, from a confidence standpoint, again, from a confidence of the players, confidence of the coaches, and then confidence for the coaches, coaches having confidence in the players, that we get this ball across the goal line.
Terry Guger here on 2nd and 9 in the gun. He's got Stephen Smith, Connor Pilch, and Benji Russell out wide. Stephen Smith will go in motion, and he will fake it and throw it to A.J. Cole in the back of the end zone.
Had him, baby.
Big A.J. Cole, the junior tight end, had it and then dropped it through his hands, but almost 6 there for Woodward.
Oh, absolutely. That was a beautiful pass by Terry. Laid it up beautifully and dropped it right there, and I think A.J. just maybe turned the wrong way, got a little bit out of position, and that was enough, but went right through his hands. It had been an impressive catch if he'd caught it. But, boy, what a great play. I mean, AJ ran a great route there. I mean, he was there, just again, just wasn't able to pull it in. But a good throw by Terry and a good route by AJ just came up a little bit short this time.
3rd and 9. Woodward knocking on the door, and Gujar looks to Stephen Smith, and he is tackled by number 26, Shamar Givens, the defensive back for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was an interesting play. The ball's on the left hash, and we threw it back all the way to the right sideline. Very long pass, and only netted about looks to be a 4-yard gain. But it's going to bring up 4th. And Josh, this is what I was trying to allude to a little bit earlier. We're getting close. I mean, and Robinson's coming in to kick the field goal, and we're getting close, but we're not able to get that ball across the goal line. There's only so many points you can get out of your field goals.
Good snap, good hold. Robinson up
Yep.
and inside that left upright. Still perfect. 3 for 3 from field goals on the season, and Alex Robinson doing what he does best there. Woodward takes a 13-0 lead on the Tigers with 11 minutes to go in the first half.
And that was also an impressive kick because that was from the right hash, and so he had to angle that thing in, and he angled it in right down the center. So talented kicker is Mr. Robinson, taking over from last. I mean, continuing from last year. But again, on that last series where we're 1st and 12, that really wasn't the product of the offensive line. There was just some bad breaks on the plays. The drop pass by AJ Cole, the long pass to Steve Smith, but was covered up right after he caught it. But if this team's going to have success, we're going to have to get the ball in. We're going to have to score touchdowns and not field goals.
So Alex Robinson here doing his kickoff duties as well as his PAT duties. Here he goes now to kick off, back deep to return. Numbers 8 and 9 for the Tigers, Calvin Crawford and Montrell Kelly.
11 minutes to go in the second quarter of the first half. Woodward up 13-0. Here comes Robinson. Another boomer.
This one's a line drive. And
touchback.
Another touchback.
Yeah, even if in this place is a good example, just to make this small point once again. Fayette County caught the ball at the 1, but the momentum carried him into the end zone. His back foot in the end zone. He broke the plane. Touchback.
Excuse me, that was Braylon Cook there on the return of the touchback there for Fayette County. So here we go. 11 minutes to go in the second quarter, and Jason Williams coming into the huddle, trying to get it going here. He's got number 2 Antonio Messick and number 3 Ashton Jackson out wide.
Yeah, I'm thinking Fayette County's going to get a little bit more aggressive now, down 13-0.
Williams looking, batted in the air, and almost intercepted by Jameel Spencer.
Boy, that's the old tip drill there. That was beautiful. He gunned it in there, but he gunned it in there low, and Jameel was there. Antonio Farrar was there. Quincy Wolf was there.
Boy, I'll tell you, great instincts there from Jameel Spencer. Even though he didn't come up with it, he had his hands on it, nearly came up with an interception. Great ball instincts there from the linebacker.
Boy, those you love those plays as a fan because you see the ball jump and everybody holds their breath because they know something exciting is going to happen.
2nd down and 10 now. And both Messick and Jackson will go to Williams' left here. Williams, and he will hand off. And fumble, and Jameel Spencer.
All right.
Jameel Spencer is on the ball. And yet another turnover, the 3rd turnover of the game here for the Tigers. And they can't believe it. That was number 4, Terrence Kelly, the running back who coughed up the football. And great field position here coming up for the War Eagles.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to quite see who caused that fumble, but good job doing it. And the ball fell on the ground, and Jameel just fell right on top of it.
And that was the risk there of churning for the extra yards. Terrence Kelly trying to get another yard, and just got the ball stripped there at the end of the day. Woodward here will start out on the Tigers' 26-yard line.
Wow, we got, well, all kinds of receivers.
Play action
Out
to
there.
Twyman, and they'll look, and and Benji Russell really laid it out there for him, and Benji Russell went parallel there and couldn't quite come down with it.
Boy, had his man beat on the post route, and again, Terry threw a great ball, just a little bit too far. But Benji dove out there and got a hand on it.
And again, you have to love Coach Hunt's willingness there to
Absolutely.
take a shot on first down. You know, you're in their half. Really, what's to lose? Might as well take a shot downfield, and that's what they did. Nearly came up with a huge play.
Well, again, I think that comes back to also that just shows he has the confidence in his players to do this.
Handoff to Malcolm Twyman, and a good gain. Twyman keeps moving. And he'll get
Boy,
to about
I
the
tell
18.
You, Malcolm Twyman sat there and got a little bit of green in front of him and lowered his shoulder and ran straight. He's going this man against man and ran straight into the Fayette County defender, knocked him down, and picked up another 3 or 4 yards on that. Boy, that was just a tough, gutsy play right there. You'd like to see it when they come in there and they want to hit somebody, and they want to hit somebody hard.
Malcolm Twyman here has been getting the bulk of the carries with Jawless Myrick, the usual number 1 running back, staying more on the defensive side of the ball as a cornerback position.
That was a 9-yard gain, so 3rd and 1.
Guger, and he will hand off to Twyman again, and Twyman dives forward.
We got a flag on the play.
On 3rd and 1, but yes, there is a flag. Let's see what this is.
Yeah, it looks to be like, that's where the holding call comes from. And let's see what happens. Yeah. Blocking penalty for Woodward. Yeah, chop block coming back, and I think that's a 10-yard variety penalty. But what's bad about that is that just kills this great drive we got going. Yeah, chop block. Yeah, it takes it back to the 32-yard line. It puts us in a little bit of a hole.
Puts us in a hole, and it, unfortunately erases all those hard-earned yards there from Twyman on this drive. And he's looked very good, but now we're going back to about where we started this drive from. And
15-yard penalty. Yep.
Now 3rd and 16. Guger pumps once, looking, dangerous throw, and
oh my! All right, I think
flag.
we're gonna get a defensive penalty, roughing the quarterback on this play.
Guger took a shot after he released that ball. It was a dangerously thrown ball. Luckily, the DB couldn't make a play on it.
Right.
And Guger really got hammered it there.
Yeah, they came with the weak side blitz. Yeah, personal foul, intentional. Roughing the quarterback. And so that will. It's hard to remember what in high school what's a 10-yard penalty, 15-yard penalty, 5-yard penalty. But I think this is the 15-yard variety, which is going to take us back down to. What? We're picking up a first down out of that somehow.
Well, Woodward catches a nice break there.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I mean, we're 3rd and 16, and there's a roughing the passer penalty, which is a 15-yard penalty, and we get a first down out of it.
Guger will hand off, and this is Jawless Myrick there.
There we go.
That's what
we want to see.
There he goes. Touchdown, Woodward.
That's what you want to see.
Strong run from the junior running back there, Jawless Myrick. Broke a couple tackles and shaked and baked his way into the end zone. Great run there by Myrick.
And it was a little bit more than a shake and bake. I mean, he was tagged several times and good spun out of the tackle and kept his feet under him. And that was a very impressive run by Myrick there. Coming off the right side tackle on that play. Beautiful play.
Alex Robinson here to attack on the extra point. And it's up and good. So
Mr. Automatic.
Jawless Myrick there breaks a couple tackles. Nice touchdown. And, that's what we didn't see in that Lubbock game was.
And that's not what we've seen in this game until that play.
It's true.
22 yards too. I mean, that was that was no easy play. And again, it wasn't like Myrick hit the line and it was just jogging into the end zone. He had to work for every single yard on that play. And again, that's what I kind of keep coming back to. That's the confidence that the offense needs to get. That's the confidence that they need to find in themselves. And we've known they've had it all season long. We've got that breakaway big play capability. Just hadn't been able to show it until now. And of course, what set it up was that roughing the passer penalty. Halftime, I'm going to try and remember to look into, what exactly happened on that penalty, because I definitely remember we were 3rd and 16. And then we had that penalty, and we ended up with a first down, and I'm not sure I follow how that happened. But we'll take it. 9:52 left in the second quarter, the first half. Woodward going up now a solid 20-0. 1 offensive touchdown, 1 defensive touchdown, and 2 field goals. So we got a return here.
Braylon Cook here on the return, and he shakes a couple tackles. There we go, and he's to about the 32-yard line, and a solid return there.
Jamil Spencer and Benji Russell making the tackle on that play. Matt Park, the junior, had him back there, but couldn't lock him. Couldn't lock on him and take him down. .32-yard line for Fayette County. Some of the best field position they've had all evening.
First and 10 here. Ball on their own 31. Williams with the pitch to Montrell Kelly.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, Kelly did a pretty good job there. That was a good adjustment. And gains a couple yards on the play. And that's really, as much as we've talked about how much the Tigers have really been airing it out, throwing the ball. Williams hasn't quite gotten into his groove passing. The running game now looks like it's starting to kind of come together now for Fayette County.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's hard to say. Michael Vickers, for example, on that play was in perfect position. Hit him hard, but it looked like he just kind of forgot to tackle him. And so they picked up about 4 yards on that play.
Kelly still in at running back for Fayette County.
Oh, nice quarterback sneak.
Quarterback sneak and across the middle, and great breakaway speed from the quarterback, Jason Williams. Wow.
Well, I tell you, if you didn't think he was quick, you better think he's quick now.
And again, he's like a hybrid running back there. This is an interesting offense. Talking to some of the Woodward players this past week, they said it's almost like a semi-option. They didn't really know how to label it, and that's what we're kind of seeing here. They'll throw it sometimes, but they're really going with a lot of quarterback sneaks and not afraid to have really Jason Williams, put his body out there,
sure.
Put it on the line and maybe get a couple yards out of it. And it really paid off there despite the risk. Handoff here to Kelly, and he'll gain a couple yards. There we go. Good run to the left side to about the 30-yard line for Montrell Kelly.
And Myrick and Spencer get on the stop, but only after picking up about close to 9, 8, maybe 10 yards. Depends on where they mark it. But they're hitting that edge pretty hard on that play, and
second down and 2 now for Fayette County. So far this drive, they've been moving the ball at will. See if Woodward can make any adjustments on the defensive side. Michael Vickers and Ozzie Bunbury swap at the defensive end position.
Yeah, Vickers generally plays the strong side, and Bunbury the weak side. I'm not so sure what adjustments we need to make. We just need to kind of man up, and here's a perfect example. There we go, Michael Vickers and Austin Rourke. That's what we got to do.
Montrell Kelly going nowhere that time, and third down coming up.
I'm not so sure. It depends on where they mark it. It looks like they're marking it. Yeah, it looks like they're going to give them the first. Well, they're going to measure it.
This is going to be close.
I know I'm only about 100 yards away, but I think they got the first down.
Again, a decent run by Montrell Kelly there. He got wrapped up by 2 Woodward tacklers there, but he's looked solid on this drive.
Yeah, that long QB sneak, which just caught everybody by surprise, I think. Well, holy cow, you're right, Mr. Cohen. It is short. So it's going to bring up 3rd and short. So this is the first big test for the Woodward defense. So to come up with a big play here and shut down this drive with 8:17 left to go in the second quarter. You would love to go into halftime with a 20-0 lead. The offense knowing that they can score and the defense coming in and shutting down and make the big play. This is why you play high school football right here, for this type of situation. 3rd and short. It's where you buckle your chin strap tighter, you grit it, you bite your mouthpiece harder, and you go hit somebody.
And this will be close. This is interesting. I think.
It's going to depend on which ref they let mark the ball. But it looks like, they got it. Quarterback sneak. It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop. So it brings up 1st and 10. So the Fayette County Tigers got their first little taste of success.
And nearing that red zone for the first time tonight.
Right.
So,
they still got a long way to go. But the Woodward defense really needs to sit there and oh, there you go. Ozzie Bunbury, wonderful job. Getting back in the backfield. Okay, and then Michael Vickers coming in right behind him and sealing it off and making the tackle. But that was Bunbury that caused that play. Got back in the backfield very quick, forcing the quarterback to make an adjustment, and Vickers is right there on top of him and brings him down for a no gain.
2nd and 12 now, ball on the 30 for Fayette County.
Andre Newton, Griffin Lamb in there on the interior part of the defensive line. Bunbury and Vickers playing the defensive ends.
Again, Messick and Jackson, the wideouts for the Tigers. See if they go pass here. Williams is going to drop back, looking, pressure coming. Jameel shakes Jameel Spencer, looking long to the end zone. Jump ball.
Out of the end zone.
And out of the end zone. That was Antonio Messick, the senior wide receiver who came down with it, but he was about a yard out of the back of the end zone. So,
trying to see Connor Pilch on the defense there. Great job defending the play. With the receiver going out of bounds to catch the ball. But Jameel Spencer, also helped make that play, getting back in the backfield and had him wrapped up. But the little quarterback, his athleticism, he was able to duck out of the tackle and sprint to his right and throw the ball in the end zone.
And that's one of the better throws we've actually seen
–
tonight from Jason Williams, the senior quarterback.
I tell you, you got to admire the the competitiveness that Fayette County's bringing. They're even taking a timeout now with 6:37 left. They know this is a big play, 3rd and about 12. This is their best scoring opportunity of the game, and don't want it to slip through their fingers by maybe rushing things and not getting focused. They don't want that to happen. And you can bet Vandergrift's down there telling them the very same thing. This is a big play. This is their big play. We need to play fundamentals, play solid, read your assignments, contain. Don't let anybody get behind you, all those types of things. You just don't want to do something silly, like we happened last week with Lovett. I mean, that was just a silly play, and they scored on it. In Fayette County, I think that's their last time out. So
they're all in here on this play. This is again, this is huge. Early on.
And what they're going to probably do, they're going to try and buy some time, I would think. So they're going to probably roll the quarterback out, looking for the long route, the 15 to 20 yard route, but also Don't be afraid to dump it off short or tuck it up and run, depending on the options. And this is where it helps to have a senior quarterback who has that experience and can maybe make those reads.
Well, after the timeout, we'll see what head coach Mike Davis and offensive coordinator John Strickland dialed up for Fayette County here. They've got Messick and Jackson out to the left, and Terrence Kelly, the running back, in. 3rd down and 12. Jason Williams buying time, looking, throwing.
Oh, my goodness.
Caught.
Holy
Caught
cow.
by number 3,
dang.
Ashton Jackson, for a touchdown, and Fayette County is on the board.
I tell you, that's, that was just a well-executed play. Jocelyn Myrick let the receiver get behind him. Didn't have the support over the top with, and even Terry Gucci was in there as, with some prevent defense. But, a perfectly thrown ball, strike right there at the 1-2 yard line. But, hold on, folks.
A flag is down. The officials are convening.
Down, and it's illegal man downfield, Fayette County. Well, there we go. Well, gosh, that's a dagger in the heart right there. Well, Woodward Academy, you got War Eagles. We escaped with one there.
And that's gotta make the coach's blood boil. They call a timeout. They pick their play,
right,
execute it to perfection in an illegal man downfield. This is
that same goes for Coach Vandergrilt and the defense. We took advantage of the timeout, tried to get everybody to calm down, and then, again, I think Myrick thought he had some help over the top with one of the safeties. Hawkins, or I think Gujar again was in there, and so he let the guy get behind him. And now the Tigers get a delay of game penalty, which pushes them back even 5 yards further. So they're back to the 40-yard line. What started at the 18-yard line, not the 18, but about the 25-yard line, is now back to the 40. So very much Fayette County losing their focus right now. And again, this is where the Woodward Academy, the defense needs to stay with the fundamentals and don't make a silly mistake like they did last play, because they're coming at them. Little flea flicker.
Little trick play here, and this is number 2, Antonio Messick, getting around the corner, and he keeps going.
He's finally driven out of the bound. Not a flea flicker, but a reverse. I'm not so sure if it, maybe a little bit of a reverse, then a pass. But we're able to drive him out of bounds. It looks like they're marking him out about the 27-yard line. Pretty good play there by Fayette County. I think, they thought that Woodward thought they were going to throw the ball, and so they're going to play a soft defense and open up the middle part of the field, and so they ran a play to try and take advantage of that. But we got back there with Bunbury and these guys to disrupt the play.
And not a bad play call, not a bad idea, but they just, 22 yards to go. It's
hard.
It's hard. So 4th and 10 here, and obviously they're going for it.
Sure. 6:19 left.
Williams drops back, pumps, buying time, looking long, and caught.
What?
It's caught.
No, he's out of bounds.
And
Come on, call him out of bounds.
This is going to be close.
Make the right call. Oh, I love it. They're over there pleading their case. Oh, yes, and they call him out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
There you go, Jamil Spencer.
That was Ashton Jackson, the junior wide receiver.
Oh, it was a close play. He was at the about the 10-yard line. It had been certainly a first down. But the umpires, the referees, they had a little convention over there and discussed the play. And Woodward, Jamil Spencer, and those guys pressing their case, and they called him out of bounds. But again, Josh played a little bit too close for comfort.
That was Jackson's walking back over to the sidelines there, and he must be in disbelief.
Yeah.
He catches a touchdown pass, thinks he's scored, he's bringing his team back into the game, erased, illegal man downfield. then catches a fourth down pass, a huge turn of momentum potentially in this game. He thinks he gets the foot in, has possession of the football.
I tell you, they're still talking about it.
Yeah, that was too close for comfort for sure. That was close. Hard to tell from up here. Probably even harder to tell from down there.
And I think what Fayette County did is they maybe ran their mouths a little bit too much on the field, and they got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So maybe they expressed their displeasure at the call a little bit too vulgarly or vociferously, one of the two, and resulted in a 15-yard penalty to Woodward's advantage. And so Woodward Academy takes over 1st and 10 with 6:09 left at about on the. Well, all right. Now, things are getting a little bit chaotic, I think, out here now. And the referees just need to make sure everybody's calmed down so we can get this game going.
And understandably there, the Fayette County players, their tempers are flaring. They think they've scored a touchdown.
Sure.
They think they've gotten a first down after that, a couple plays later, and it's, nothing seems to be going right here. And in addition to that, I think they've racked up about 65 yards in penalties alone tonight. So,
yeah, I think the refs were over there explaining to the Fayette County coaches exactly what the unsportsmanlike conduct was, and maybe even some sideline warnings going over. Now they're coming back to our side of the field,
giving Coach Hunt a word, and
yeah, I think they're just just want to make sure that players respect the referees, they respect the game. We don't want anything to get out of hand. And, of course, Coach Hunt saying you don't have to worry anything about us. All right, so now we're ready to play some football. Ethan Frank comes out, takes up the center position.
Austin Phillips, the fullback, in for the War Eagles. It's number 20, Isaiah Matthews, out wide here. And this is Connor Pilch in motion. They'll hand off to Austin Phillips. Makes a nice move, and he'll get to about the 50-yard line.
Boy, that was some nice moves. He was in traffic the entire time, but kept his feet moving and was taking it outside and then pulled it back inside to the middle of the field and picked up a nice 6-yard gain. Very intelligent running.
So this will be second and short here for Woodward. Phillips stays in, and this is Connor Pilch and Isaiah Matthews out wide. Stephen Smith in the slot. This is Connor Pilch in motion. They will fake the handoff. Goodger looking across the middle and almost intercepted.
No.
That was number 26.
Right.
Shamar Givens, the defensive back, made a nice play on the ball and nearly came up with the pick there.
Yeah, I'm not so sure what Mr. Goodger saw. I think he saw Stephen Smith and didn't see the 3 defenders within a yard of him. But it's I don't know. That was not a very very good decision for Goodger there to try and just needle that ball in there, try and just get it in there, expecting just a little bit too much.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 3 now. Ball on the 50.
Benji Russell down here.
Goodger drops back.
Oh, he's got
a
him
tackler. Looking long, and it's caught. Connor Pilch.
Boy, right. I tell you, here I am talking about Goodger not making a good decision, and here he just made an excellent decision, rolling out to his right, being patient, seeing Connor Pilch break away from the coverage, and he delivered a strike. And Connor caught it 2 or 3 yards inbounds, and the momentum just carries him out of bounds to about the 24-yard line.
And Connor Pilch did a great job there adjusting, seeing what Goodger was doing, moving in the pocket, adjusted his route accordingly, found himself wide open there on that right sideline. Now Woodward 1st and 10, ball on the Fayette County 24-yard line.
Good-looking throw, good-looking catch.
Pilch will now go in motion. Goodger fakes the pitch to him, throws, and intercepted. intercepted, and now a nice return. And that was number 26, Shamar Givens, who almost had the pick just moments ago.
Right.
And he comes up with it this time.
Had this little kind of slant route going on with Benji Russell. And Goodger just, again, I just didn't see the defender because it didn't look like number 26 jumped the route. It just like he was just kind of settled in his little pocket and just picked it off and was able to bring it back about another 10 yards. Oops.
Well, that was the second time this drive we've seen Goodger either not see the defensive back Givens or maybe just try to thread the needle too much. Maybe a combination of the two. But nonetheless, this will be 1st and 10 here for the Tigers with just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Ball on their own 36. Williams drops back, and he's looking to throw, and
oh my goodness,
that may be some pass interference, and they are saying no.
Yeah, they're Fayette County's better be careful. They've already got one unsportsmanlike, so they better be careful about protesting too much.
Well, the Fayette County fans were certainly letting the officials know what they thought about that one. That was close. That was Arrington Farrar, the safety coming in there, and maybe some contact. Hard to tell.
Yeah, and again, Fayette County wants to, capitalize on the momentum of the interception and keep this drive going and get more confidence, and so they're coming out aggressive. Andre Newton, Griffin Lamb, Bunbury, and Vickers, and now Carter Johnson up on the line. Sprint out, nice midline option, well defended. Andre Newton on the tackle there, along with Austin Rourke.
That was Williams on the keeper, and now 3rd down coming up for the Tigers.
Coming down to 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Woodward again, 20-0. One offensive touchdown, one defensive touchdown, and 2 field goals being the scoring history for Woodward in this first half.
The pitch here, and
reverse.
They'll go the double reverse again, and this is number 2, Antonio Messick. And Antonio Messick gets shoved out of bounds at about the 48-yard line, but that's not the first time tonight we've seen them run that play to Messick.
And he really used his size to his advantage there, coming around the corner, stiffing arming Carter Johnson, and which allows him to pick up another probably 7 or 8 yards, pick up the first down certainly. Again, Bunbury was back there, but just just 1 or 2 steps short.
That'll bring up 1st and 10 here for the Tigers, and they enter Woodward territory here.
Neither team has any timeouts left. I tell you, Fayette County's really impressing me with their play management, clock management, variety of play calling, composure.
Williams, and he will hand off.
Oh, my goodness. Somebody tackle him. Well, even though that was Antonio Farrar and Jocelyn Myrick, they have to be tackled, but that tackle went to Graham Hixon Field. The player slipped down, and that's been an advantage for us, I think, against a lot of teams. Is they're not used to playing on this type of surface, and especially the running backs. And so when they try and make a cut, their foot slides a little bit and they go down.
That was Montrell Kelly, the running back, and as you said, just slipping on the play, but he seems to be gaining a lot of momentum. I've been very impressed with him here in this second quarter of action.
Well, Fayette County's offensive line is doing a good job of engaging our defensive ends, and at least on that last play, and keeping them from beating the block.
Williams here on 1st and 10, and he
will
roll out. Oh, unbelievable play. And he gets shoved down at about the 28-yard line. Well, that looked like it was going to lose about 3 yards.
Absolutely. Looks like Jamil Spencer and Andre Newton had him locked up at the line of scrimmage, but weren't able to take him down. He squirmed away. And by that time, the play was over-pursued, lots of yardage, and picked it up. He got hit pretty hard, but he got hit from behind pretty hard, and as a result, I think picked up a couple of yards. I think as Carter Johnson came by and hit him from behind, knocked him forward.
Well, a little Houdini act from the quarterback, Jason Williams. Now all of a sudden it's 2nd and short for the Tigers. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Messick and Jackson out wide. Williams, and he will keep it. Going nowhere. That was good tackle by Woodward's number 56, Andre Newton, the sophomore.
Right, and Quincy Wolf also coming up there and being able to get a hand around his leg and bring him down. But not before they picked up the first down. 2:40 left in the second quarter, first half. Ball at 25-yard line. Again, Fayette County knocking at the door. And the Woodward defense again, bending but not breaking. Boy, well, Ozzie Bunbury playing way out there on the defensive end slot. He's got the good pressure.
Williams now, and the pressure coming.
Oh, nice ball, nice ball. Ozzie Bunbury got his arm in there and knocked the ball, out of the quarterback's hand, but it's throw in motion, so it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that forward arm motion there from Jason Williams, but still good pressure there from Woodward.
Yeah, I tell you, Ozzie Bunbury didn't call his name much last year. I don't know how much action he saw, but he is definitely stepping up his senior year. He had an impressive game last week against Lovett, and he's doing well this week as well.
And again, we talked about this last game. Not the biggest guy, but
right.
At defensive end, but he does pack a punch. And we talked about filling that gap after Jordan Watkins, graduated. Both defensive ends with just loads of pressure to kind of, I won't say fill the shoes of Jordan,
right?
But kind of maintain that consistency at that position, which is generally pretty good for Woodward. And I have to say, Bunbury and Vickers, they're doing an outstanding job.
Well, just as soon as the scoreboard is saying that Fayette County had 0 timeouts left, which means, of course, they just called a timeout. So they must have had some left. Scoreboard, I think, is kind of incorrect on the timeouts. But again, we're in the same situation we were a little bit earlier, Josh, with a big play with Fayette County. But this kind of 3rd and long instead of 3rd and short. And they want to make sure that they calm down, they get focused, and they make the play with the right mental attitude. And of course, that's what Woodward's defense. That's what Vandegrift's. And I don't know if he's reminded them of what happened last possession. With that touchdown play, which was called back, and then the near reception on the sideline. So he's no doubt telling them, pay attention to your assignments. Don't let any guy behind you, especially Jocelyn Myrick, because they're showing they're going after him on this side of the field. So he's kind of the vulnerable cornerback right now. And you got Connor Pilch being the other cornerback. And you got Kyle Hawkins and Arrington Farrar being kind of the safeties. So $1:50 left in the the first half, second quarter. Ball's on the left hash mark.
Williams here with Kelly, the halfback. And this is a QB sneak, and he gets maybe 3 or 4 yards.
Not sure I understand that play, unless they're just trying to set up a field goal or something. But at 3rd and 9, and you run a quarterback sneak. I don't know. You're down 20 points. You got to try something, I suppose.
And I don't know. Maybe the rationale there from Coach Davis and Coach Strickland for the Tigers was to just make 4th down a little more manageable. They went with a pass. Maybe they were thinking if it gets broken up or anything, still got 10 yards to go to get the first. Now maybe 4th and 5, a little more manageable. And
Well, they better get this play off. Oh, they're saying delay a game. No, they're saying, well, how many timeouts do they get? I think they called 4. But this must be the 3rd timeout. Well, I tell you, they must have got that timeout just in time because they were bumping up against another delay of game. And that would have made 4th and 10 as opposed to 4th and 5. $1.06 left. And again, Coach Gandergis just telling them the same thing he's probably been telling them the previous possessions. Stay fundamental. Stay fundamental. Don't be sprinting out of containment. Stay fundamental. Because you know Fayette County's going to throw. I think they're going to roll him out and try and buy some time and hope for a Woodward mistake.
And we saw them converting on that last drive,
Yeah.
and for them a couple plays got pulled back and everything, but we saw them converting in pressure situations, 4th down and whatnot, and they handled it pretty well and executed. So can't underestimate Jason Williams and his offense here on a crucial 4th and 5 play. And he will look to the right corner of the end zone, and it is broken up. That was Connor Pilch on the coverage, and how impressive has he been? The cornerback, Connor Pilch, there breaking it up. And
good little flag right there. A flag route there. The receiver starts kind of like a post route and then breaks it outside towards the pylon. A good throw, just a little bit high and a little bit long. And Connor Pilch in perfect position to break it up, and the ball's turned over on downs. Yeah, Fayette County's not showing, definitely showing we're not going to, we're not going to run dive plays. We're going to come after you. So it's a good test for the Woodward defense.
Goosier now with a minute left in the first half, and he will take a knee.
Bring up 2nd down, just let the clock run out.
Understandable here, deep in their own half, under a minute to go in the first half. No need to do anything other than take a knee, but
none at all.
The story of the first half here, for Woodward was solid defense converting into some good offense and putting up some touchdowns and everything. But for Fayette County, it's going to be a story of missed opportunities in this first half. Especially in that second quarter, had a couple of unfortunate turn of events, and now they'll go into halftime still with 0 points up on the board. So they'll try to get something going, but Woodward has looked pretty sharp.
Absolutely, defensive defensive side of the ball. They've continued what they continued to the Lovett game. I think the offense is showing a lot more confidence, a lot more discipline. Being able to stick the ball in the end zone with that long run, I think, was very, very important for the Woodward offense. That they take that momentum into halftime, into the locker room, and they come out. Don't try anything fancy. Don't try anything new. Play fundamentals, and let's put this W on the books. Well, what we'll do now, sports fans, is we'll turn down the microphones and let you enjoy the halftime celebration.
time, please direct your attention to midfield for a very special presentation. Joining Woodward Academy's president, Dr. Stuart Kelly, and athletic director, Dr. Jose Fernandez, is Mr. Dave Chandler. Coach Chandler retired last year after 32 years at Woodward, the last 11 years serving as our athletic director. In his final year as athletic director, Woodward Academy was recognized as the top overall athletic program in AAA in the state of Georgia for the 2011-2012 school year, and we were awarded the GHSA Director's Cup. Woodward was not only recognized as the top overall program, but also as the top male program for AAA. At this time, Dr. Fernandez will present the 2011-2012 AAA Director's Cup for the top overall and top male athletic programs to Coach Dave Chandler and Dr. Stuart Kelly. We would like to congratulate and thank Coach Chandler as well as every one of our coaches and student athletes for their contributions towards this impressive achievement. Again, congratulations. And now stay tuned for the Fayette County Marching Band and the Robert W. Woodruff Marching Band. Performing their 2012 program, the other side of governors, the marching tigers run in the direction of Her Majesty, the High Queen of Fayetteville, the Big Black of the High School Band Directing Royal, Dr. Higher Lady, and in the chorus sidekick, the Steve Spire of the High School Band Directing Royal, Dr. Andrew Cole. Student leaders include Deanna Cutton, Amber Hightower, Lawrence Chiappa, Victoria Rickford, Gabrielle Jones, Brianna Satellite, Deandra Diamond, Jason Moser, Jada Brown, Brian McGrath, Stephen Louis Martinez, Kayla Prayer, Mary Zatelli, Ralph Glenn, Jasmine Pinder, Jane Postovich, Quentin Mack, Larry McMillan, Jamie Gesseline, and Daniel Alexis. The marching tigers run in the field direction of drum majors Elizabeth Pagan, Cooper Hayward, J.P. Davis, and Brittany Gay. Ladies and gentlemen, Fayette County High School proudly presents the marching the sound of the South, led by the king of the law. No, he's not going right. No, he's not Steve Square. He's the John Whitman of Woodward. The 2012 River Metal Marching Band, led by director Ben Hines, featuring this year's new show, To Infinity and Beyond Motown. Director Ben Hines and the Woodward Academy Band would like to recognize Varsity captains Morgan Miller and Maya Guest Hicks, Drumline captains Holly Pappas and Cindy Housen, Chris Edwards and Executive Officer, field captains Gordon Lynn and Justin Paul, and our uniform officer Asia Robin. Taking field command, Drum Major Simone Perry, joined by Assistant Drum Major Jacob Robinson. And here they are, the one more time for the Fayette Co marching band. One more time for the Woodward marching band.
So welcome back, fans, to the second half of action here, about to get underway at Hixon Field at Colquitt Stadium here at Woodward Academy, where the War Eagles lead the Tigers of Fayette County 20-0. A solid first half from Woodward, getting a touchdown from the defense on a fumble return, and then Jawless Myrick with a 22-yard score, a nice run there. So, and a pair of field goals from Alex Robinson, who's looked very good tonight. So. A very good first half for Woodward, and again, as we said, a half of missed opportunities really for the Fayette Tigers. They had a couple of unfortunate events unfold there, especially in that second quarter. They had a touchdown called back, and a fourth down conversion pulled back as well. So that's just kind of the assessment of the first half, and a lot of work to be done here from head coach Mike Davis for the Tigers. And again, we talked about Coach Hunt, about starting out well but continuing that momentum. This is as much of a challenge for Woodward as it is for Fayette, because getting into those good habits, the fundamentals in the second half. Maybe you are up 20-0, and maybe as this game progresses, Woodward can really create a solid lead. But at the same time, you don't want those fundamentals to go out the window. You don't want just guys missing their assignments, missing tackles, and still coming away saying, we won the game. But you don't want to have that big but at the end of the day. You want to have the solid performance from start to finish, 60 minutes of good play. And
I don't expect. It's going to be interesting to see how Coach Hunt comes out with a second half with a 20-point lead. Is he going to get conservative and protect that lead, or being that you're kind of playing with house money here? It's a good opportunity to maybe get a little bit aggressive and start throwing the ball around a little bit more, running some more, aggressive routes and aggressive plays, just to see how the Woodward offense handles them. But on the other hand, you don't want the game to get out of hand. You don't want to let Fayette County back into the game, because they're going to come out aggressive. We saw that in the second quarter. They are not shy about slinging the ball and marching down the field. So the defense, I think, is going to be it's the same game plan. The defense, I don't expect anything really any different on the defensive side of the ball, other than you just better be prepared for Fayette County to get aggressive. Again, the big question mark for me is to see how Coach Hunt, what he does with this 20-point lead. Now, last year he was not reluctant to run up the score. Several games where we were 55-0, things like that. So, to the extent that history is an indicator of the future, it wouldn't surprise me if Coach Hunt starts to throw the ball around a little bit more, run a lot more outside sweeps, get Goodger out on the corners and let him run a little more, because Goodger's really not been, he was an offensive factor in the Levitt game, but to the best of my recollection, he may have himself called his own number maybe once or twice. I remember on a quarterback sneak. And I think he's nursing a little bit of a sore ankle that he injured a little bit in the Levitt game. So that may have a lot to do with, Goodger not calling his own number. We're not running the options as often as we did. So it's going to be interesting to see again how Coach Hunt and the coaching staff uses this 20-point advantage, and either goes conservative and just starts running the plays and running out the clock, or do we start going deep? And so it's going to be an exciting second half.
That it will be. Both teams back out onto the field now, getting ready for this kickoff. Still a lot of football to be played. Again, a big lead for the War Eagles, but it's not even close to being over. Fayette still with a chance in this game, and we really saw them in that second quarter gaining some momentum and really playing some solid football. So we'll see what unfolds here. Second half about to get underway.
Yeah, we got one big advantage in that we get the ball first. And so we'll get a chance to. It's a little pooch kick, it looks like. Ball
and
by
it's
Myrick.
muffed by Myrick.
Holy
Jawless
cow!
Myrick across the middle.
Oh,
there he goes,
Come
exploding.
on, turn it on.
Jawless Myrick to the 30, and he will be ball pops loose, and it's picked up by Fayette.
I tell you. We were talking about it the first of the game about how, going for the football has become such a part of the game now. And there you see a perfect example. Myrick running down the field, carrying it a little bit loose. The Fayette County defender, number 20, coming up behind it. It was clear he was going to try and punch the ball out. He did, and Fayette County recovers on their own 14-yard line. Throwing a little history, it reminds me of, I think it's the 1990 national championship game with Alabama, where Miami intercepted a ball, and Alabama did the very same thing and ended up winning the game. But my point is that going for that football now is becoming part of the high school game, and you got to protect that egg.
That was relentless pursuit there from Fayette County, the special teams there. I mean, it was just a play of pure determination. It's easy to see the fleet-footed Jawless Myrick go flying down the field and say maybe we'll catch him next time. But they had 2-3 defenders coming in on him there and really coming up with a huge play. And again, that relentless pursuit, and again, stripping the football, huge part of the game, popping it loose, and that time, Jawless Myrick, I just don't think knew that he had a defender coming up against him. He had his eyes on locked in on that end zone, and all of a sudden, Fayette ball. Jason Williams here, looking, and he will air it out, and
oh my! I tell you, this is amazing. I don't know. It's hard for us to see up here, but Steve Smith was great coverage, a little bit too great coverage to kind of look from here, and it was, again, looked like interference, but not so. But again, we come back on what we were saying right before the second half began, Josh. Fayette County is not going to shy away. They're going to go for the big kill. And the Woodward defense is it's going to be interesting to see how Woodward responds to this.
And I think Jason Williams' accuracy, the weight he's putting on the ball, it's definitely improving.
Yeah.
In that first quarter, in the first couple series, we saw him really struggling. He was throwing a couple of wounded ducks, if you will. A couple of wobbly passes, couldn't really get that accuracy going. And now here they go with the run game, and that's number 4, Terrence Kelly, the running back. But to continue with that point, it was just a matter of, I think, getting into the rhythm. Again, this is the first game of the season for Fayette County. And I think now, not only is Jason Williams willing to air it out, but now he's throwing a tight spiral. Now all of a sudden, Messick and Jackson seem to be in more of more in sync with him. And
yeah, you're right. And in the first throws of the game, they were high, outside, long, and these are he's hitting people in the hands.
Number 4 again on the carry, and this is a nice run. That is number 4, Terrence Kelly, the senior running back. This Fayette crowd and sideline starting to get fired up here.
Yeah, I think they feel like they got the momentum, of course, coming off the fumble with Myrick on the kickoff, and the success, even though they weren't able to put it in the end zone, the success they had in the second half with at least they put themselves in position to score, and so they're carrying that forward. And again, this is where the Woodward defense needs to buckle it up tighter and play with a little bit more determination, a little bit more grit. And don't get too relaxed on this 20-0 lead.
Williams looking, and
all right, that's a good play.
Good play.
Andre Newton and Vickers and Austin Rourke on that play.
Well, I'll tell you, Andre Newton, number 56, only a sophomore, but he's for the next couple of years, he's going to be a real force on that defensive line.
Oh yeah, you're exactly right, and you can tell he's got he's got the strength, skills, he's got the foot speed. He's got good, strong hands, explosive hands. So he's going to be a factor. He's going to be we're going to be calling his name a lot. Maybe not so much this year, but look out. He's one of the future stars of this defense. Quarterback sneak.
Williams now taken down after a gain of only a couple yards. Big pile out at around the 47-yard line.
It's going to bring up third and about, I guess, 3 maybe. Richard Wang in, coming out now. It's good to see Coach Hunt. We got some talent, so we're platooning people in. It's not the same folks all the time, giving people some breather. Griffin Lamb, Andre Newton, Bunbury, and Vickers on the front line. Jamil Spencer, Quincy Wolf, and Austin Rourke, Carter Johnson, kind of the linebacking core there. Pilch, Myrick, and Farrar.
Williams hands off, and
we're just going to see where they mark it. It looks like they're marking it for a first down. Pretty generous forward momentum on that play.
That was Montreal Kelly again, the sophomore running back, who's had quite a good game so far. And they will get the first.
Right, Fayette picks up another first down. Clock stops while they move the chains. First and 10. Boy, need a big defensive stop here to put Fayette back on their heels a little bit.
And they'll go ground again, and a good
nice
play there.
Play. Carter Johnson coming up, Quincy Wolf coming up. Who's the final one? Is that Jamil? Yeah, Jamil Spencer. Good stop, no gain. Oh, they give him, man, these refs are.
I'll tell you, Carter Johnson has really impressed me tonight. I mean, his versatility, he dropped back into coverage and had the interception in the first quarter, and now you see him disrupting a play in the backfield. I mean, the linebacker really doing it all tonight. He's a senior leader on this team, and, you know, he's really had an outstanding game there. They're making a great play.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of a player a couple years ago, Will Arnold, who was played very similar position and very versatile and aggressive. And that's what I like, what I see in Carter Johnson. He's not afraid to step up and hit somebody. And that's what you got to have in this game. You got to have that aggression. And it's good to see that on the defensive side of the ball. Well, Fayette County knows that they've got the momentum right now going their way. So they're walking up to the line with some confidence, and this is what the defense has really got to toughen up.
Williams now on the handoff, and that is Kelly.
All right, bring it down. Okay. Yeah, Austin Rourke made the first hit, but didn't wrap him up tight enough and bring him down. He slipped through, but then the rest of the defense came up. And that's what you coach in defense. You got to run to the ball. Everybody run to the ball.
3rd down and 6 here, 6:50 to go in the third quarter. War Eagles still with a 20-0 lead, but Fayette County slowly but surely gaining some momentum here in Woodward territory. Messick and Jackson, the wide receivers here. 3rd and 6, ball on the Woodward 46.
Steven Smith and Connor Pilch better play sharp on this play. Oh, nice
Williams,
blitz coming in.
Pressure coming, looking, and it is broken up, but a flag on the play.
Flag on the play. And I tell you, it's been close. It's been close all game long. They finally got looks to be a defensive pass interference call. Now, it's hard to see from the press box up here, but it wouldn't surprise me if it goes the other way, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me at all that if this was offensive pass interference. Neither side's moving. We'll see. Oh, look at this. I think it is going to be offensive pass interference. No, rats. Defensive pass interference. Well, that's going to bring up a first down for Fayette County. That's one of the good things about high school football. Pass interference is a line of scrimmage foul instead of a spot foul. But then again, there's a good example of just how much better Fayette County's quarterback's getting in throwing the ball.
Williams
here we
looking,
go.
Throwing, and it is caught by Antonio Messick.
Wow. On that play right there, it looked at the Fayette County receiver had forward progress for about a 4 or 5 yard gain. but they didn't blow the whistle. And he got shoved out of bounds for a loss, but it looks like now they're bringing it back to the forward progress. You know, I mentioned earlier that I was kind of perplexed about a play where Woodward is 3rd and 16 and roughing the passing. That's a personal foul, and that results in an automatic first down. So that explains that. So.
That's what led to the eventual touchdown from Jawless Myrick.
Absolutely.
So that was certainly a big penalty in this game. Well, 2nd and 7 after the reception by Antonio Messick. Williams under center. Quick throw and, well,
boy, good pressure ball by Austin Rourke and Carter Johnson. And a little bit Ozzie Bunbury as well, forcing the quarterback to get rid of that ball much quicker than he wanted to. So the route really didn't have time to develop, and he just drilled it in the dirt. So good blitz call by Coach Vandegrift and the defensive staff. I'll expect a similar play today. It's a similar play for this 3rd down and long. Well, I'll tell you, Fayette County sure is taking their time calling these plays, and you're wondering, when are they going to get a delay of game penalty? The officials are, maybe this is now an official, yeah, it looks to be an official timeout as they convened to discuss some important matter.
Messick and Williams there conversing. You know, they're trying to get on the same page. They're getting into a lot more of a rhythm there. You know, Williams was looking for Messick on that slant route that you know, that hit the ground for an incomplete pass, but see if he looks to him here. He's also got number 3 Ashton Jackson, the junior receiver, out to his left. 3rd down and 7 here. Williams, and he will keep it, and he has wrapped up Jameel Spencer, throws him down to the turf.
He did. Jameel did just push him down to the ground. I love to see that. But a good little midline option by the quarterback there. You take it outside and pitch it, or cut it up between the guard and the tackle. Brings up 4th and short. First timeout of Fayette County. So they officially have 2 remaining timeouts. Something that was kind of a mystery in the first half. But again, Fayette County, you got to admire the coaches again, sitting here and realizing the situation they're in, the big play situation they're in, and wanting to make sure everybody understands the play. You know, maybe they're going to try some quick count here or a delayed count to try and draw Woodward off sides to pick up a cheap first down. And I'm sure that's one of the things that Vandegrift's talking. You know, watch the ball. Don't go on sound. Watch the ball. And again, in this territory, Fayette County showed a tendency to run these flag routes, these corner of the end zone routes, particularly on the right side of the field, where Connor Pilch is typically playing. And they like these sideline routes. They've not so much been going across the middle as they've been going up the sidelines, and I think they're just trying to use their size advantage. We got quick quarterbacks, but they got some good sized wide receivers.
So here we go, 4th down and 3, 5:24 left in the 3rd quarter. Jason Williams.
It's a big statement here. This is a big play for both sides of the ball.
Jason Williams breaks the huddle, and this is actually number 3. Ashton Jackson under center.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to just, I don't know what they're going to do here. Is kind of like a sprint.
Quarterback Jason Williams not in the game. This is
sprint sweep.
And he'll fake
come
it
on, there you
and
go.
take
Oh,
him down.
big play, Jameel Spencer. Oh, well done, well done, well done, Coach Vandergriff. Calling that play, getting Jamil Spencer in the backfield quick. Boy, that was a big play. That was Fayette County's got to scratch their head on that one, wondering what on earth happened. That's not how we draw it up.
That was an interesting play call there. You know, going with the wide receiver Ashton Jackson,
right,
putting him under center, trying a little trickery, a little fake pitch type of thing. But really, they're 4th and 3. It makes you really scratch your head why they don't have Jason Williams, the senior quarterback, in there. This is Goodger on the pitch to Stephen Smith, and Stephen Smith finds a little gap in the defense there and gets to about the 40-yard line.
Well, I tell you, here's another instance where you need to make sure you hang on to that ball because they're out there trying to rip it out. Steve Smith, I think, on that play, I mean, good yardage. You picked up good yardage, but strung it out maybe a little bit too much as opposed to turning and cutting it upfield.
Malcolm Twyman split out to the right while Benji Russell to Goodger's left. Twyman will now go in motion, and Goodger will fake it to him, throwing now, and it is dropped. That was Ozzie Bunbury.
Oh, my goodness.
The defensive end.
Yeah.
They're doing a little bit of...
That's a little trickeration there. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I have to admit, that's about the last thing I thought I was going to see on that play is the defensive end, Ozzie Bunbury, going out for the
with a tight end spot. Yeah, I mean, he's listed as a tight end, but still, this is the first time they've thrown to him.
Usually we see A.J. Cole, the junior tight end, in there, and to see Bunbury in there playing tight end is certainly a rare sight. Goodger will keep it here. And
quarterback sneak. Doesn't look like a good spot, but no, they're signaling 4th down. Yep, 4th down, about half a yard. Woodward up 20-0, 4:11 left in the 3rd quarter. Goodger coming over the sideline, getting a play call from Coach Hunt.
Fourth and 1, going for it. Do you agree, disagree? How do you feel about this here?
Well, I think, you know, the game's definitely in our hands, and so I feel comfortable about it. Going for 4th down on the 42-yard line, and they drew them off sides. Where's the flag? There we go. There's the flag. And maybe that was their plan all along. You know, if they couldn't draw them off sides, then they might have punted. But I would be fine with going 4th and short, the half a yard here on the 42-yard line. We're up 20-0. Their defense is, you know, a little bit suspect. So, but then again, that's an easy call for us to make up here in the booth. I'm always for going for it. As a fan, I always want to see them go for it.
Now that
but the safe decision, of course, is to punt. Because if you go for it and don't make it, they come out of the woodwork.
Handoff to Austin Phillips, and the fullback spins his way in. Wow.
Very impressive running by Austin Phillips. It's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen him keep his center of gravity low, keep his feet moving, spin away from the hit, and as a result, pick up several more yards. And he's doing it in heavy traffic. He's running between the tackles, so it's good to see our offensive line opens up some holes to make these type of plays happen.
Malcolm Twyman, number 33, the running back, now in motion, and they'll go to Phillips again. He gets tripped up and
brought down for maybe a foot gain there.
Now, we've seen a lot more of Austin Phillips here playing fullback. Quincy Wolf a bit more at linebacker defensively.
Defense side of the ball.
It's good to know that when Wolf isn't in there at fullback, they still got Austin Phillips really carrying the load. And, you know, even same goes for Jawless Meyer. We've seen him mainly playing cornerback this game, but Malcolm Twyman's really stepped up. And he's done really well as well. Stephen Smith, for that same matter, running back / wide receiver.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we just don't have, I mean, you know, we're not the size of school where we're going to have depth. And a lot of these guys are going to have to play both ways. Connor Pilch, Quincy Wolf, Ozzie Bunbury now that we see. We've seen Goodger on the defensive side of the ball. Stephen Smith, of course. And which opens up opportunities for players just like Austin Phillips to step up and make an impact. And that's the one thing about this team. If you have you will get the opportunity. You will get the opportunity to if you've got the desire, you'll get the opportunity to play. You look at Brian Stringer, you look at Jack Bryant, Vickers, a lot of these guys going both ways. Benji Russell, we've seen him on both sides of the ball tonight. And that's kind of something that's been very common in since I've been at Woodward the past several years. You see a lot of both ways. A lot of players playing both sides of the ball. I think it's not as not as common as it used to be. From what I understand, back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, I mean, people were playing the entire game.
Yeah.
Never coming out.
And Goodger on the keeper here and
picks up the first down.
Picks up the first down.
We were talking. Goodger wasn't calling his number so much the first half, and now he seems to be a little bit more confident running up through the middle. Picks up the first down, takes it to the 40-yard line. But again, despite the score, and I'm not trying to, be a wet noodle or anything, but there's only one offensive touchdown in those 20 points. And, so you want to see the offense get the ball in the end zone. Little counter play.
Off to Malcolm Twyman, and Twyman gets absolutely drilled.
Boy, I thought he was going to have a nice game there, and then wham!
The door just got slammed shut on him there. Malcolm Twyman, still a gain of a couple yards.
But this is ball control offense right here. You notice as we said at the beginning of the half, it's going to be interesting to see how Hunt is going to play the second half. Is he going to go kind of more fundamental, or is he going to start slinging it around? Well, I think we're seeing that he's trending toward the fundamental side, running the ball solidly up in the middle. And here's one of the first pass plays.
And it goes in. Steve Smith unable to pull that one in. Well, that's one of those, a lot of the guys on Fayette, and even Steve Smith, maybe for that matter, weren't quite sure. Maybe it was a lateral. Always play it safe, cover the football up.
Oh, you got to. Because you don't know what these refs see. But in that case, I think Steve was, maybe turning up the field a little bit too early, taking his eyes off the ball and running with it a little bit too early so it slipped right through his fingers.
In that situation, sometimes it's almost better that he doesn't come down with it. Sometimes you look at it, you've got 3 Fayette defenders coming right at him. It's probably going to be maybe a gain of a yard, but 3 guys coming right at him. He's not looking, and then he's going to take a shot the second he turns around. So maybe for the better that he didn't quite hang on to that one. Goodger here looking, and Benji Russell unable to come up with it.
Well, that's one of the few throwing errors that I think we've seen Goodger make. Benji Russell settled down at about the 24, 25, 26-yard line, wide open, plenty of space. And Goodger just sailed it a little bit too high. And so we get fourth down. And again, Josh, that's what I'm talking about. The offense is going down the field. They're successful. And then, if we make a misstep on a play, we can't seem to be making it up.
Yep. And
we got some confusion here on the punting team. Make sure we get everybody out there. Alex Robinson standing at the 50-yard line. Nobody back for Fayette. There's somebody drifting back.
It's a high snap. Robinson adjusts well, and a nice high punt.
Nice high kick. Well, get on it. There we go. Nice
ball.
Down
inside of the 10-yard line.
Well, that was a great punt by Alex there. I mean, didn't have a whole lot of room to work with, but sent it up high. High enough for the Woodward defenders to run down there and position themselves to catch the ball or get on the ball. A very smart play. You got to admire Alex for the intelligence with which he's kicking the ball. Well, another, I think, a little bit of a lost opportunity there, Josh. I think from the offensive side of the ball, we had some good things going, and then it just stalled out on us.
On that third down, or on that last play there, where Terry Guger was looking for Benji Russell. Russell created the separation from the defensive back Calvin Crawford. Looked wide open, and again, you're right. Guger just kind of sailed it, just put a little bit too much air under it, and couldn't convert. But those are the types of things as the season progresses. You kind of clean those up and fine-tune them. This is a wobbly pass.
I tell you
that might have been. Yeah,
well, they marked it, but that was one that was closest. Yeah, maybe being a lateral.
As we were talking about there in that last Woodward series with the pass to Stephen Smith. Those are always hard to judge. And how many times on TV, in college games or pro games, do we see them for, what just feels like hours and hours reviewing? Was it horizontal?
Right.
Did it go backward? Was it a lateral? Is it a fumble? Got to be careful with those. And that was that didn't really come off cleanly there from Williams, the quarterback.
Yeah, it looked a little duckish.
Well, Messick this time will go out to Williams' left.
Ball
Jackson to the right.
7-yard line, dropping back to pass.
Rolling to his right, throwing, and he overshoots number 4, Terrence Kelly, the running back coming out of the backfield.
It also looked like he might have been going for number 3, who I don't think knew the ball was coming his way and was trying to block Connor Pilch. .35 seconds left in the third quarter. Woodward again up 20-0. Yeah, and Fayette County on its 7-yard line, and they're slinging the rock. They're throwing the ball. Again, pretty aggressive play calling.
Williams, similar looking play. Pressure coming, throwing, dangerous pass, and
oh my goodness, that was almost intercepted twice and almost a completion twice. That ball was bouncing around.
That was the big senior wide receiver Antonio Messick. Looked like he came down with it. It looked like Myrick had the pick. Bang play there. Dangerous pass there from Williams from his own end zone.
Quincy Wolf, yeah, he's rolling out right, and he throws it back to his left. Again, trying to use the size, because these receivers for Fayette County, they definitely got the size advantage. But they're just not the balls aren't thrown well enough, and they're not making the catches they should be making. And so Fayette County's going to have to punt from their own end zone. Now their special teams punt coverage has been very, very porous. And we'll see if we get a chance to put the block on here. Looks like we're coming after it, and we are. Forces a little bit of a shank punt, gets a Fayette County bounce. Now a Woodward bounce. Okay.
That was Aston into punt there for Fayette, and gets a decent punt out from his own end zone with the pressure coming.
All right, Woodward's going to take over the ball at the 35. Good field position. Again, we got ourselves in a great position for the offense to hit pay dirt.
And this here, third quarter winding down. Likely this drive will go into the, early parts of the fourth quarter. No reason here why Woodward can't just put the nail in the coffin, score a touchdown here. Myrick here bounces off of a tackler and gets no gain on the play. But, third quarter winding down here.
Yep.
This is a great time for Coach Hunt to try some things out and try to put some points up on the board. No reason to put up 3. This is the time when you gotta maybe got to test out your weapons and see what you can do, because there's gonna come a situation where this game is 20-all, starting the fourth quarter.
Sure.
20-0, and you've got to see what you do in this kind of situation. So
right.
Might as well test it out now. Terry Guger coming back out on the field now, and that'll wrap up the end of the third quarter. 20-0 War Eagles.
Yeah, once again, Woodward's got itself, as I said a little bit earlier, they got themselves in a position to, put a touchdown in there and get that confidence that they need. Because you're right. I mean, there's going to come a game where it's 20 all, or it's 21-20. And you know, we need the offense needs to know from the center through the quarterback. They need to know that they can take it up a notch. They can buckle their chin straps a little bit tighter, get their mouth guards a little bit harder, and make the play happen. You know, you got to make the play happen rather than just hope that it happens.
And if they come to the sidelines here, don't execute, don't put up points on the board. You can't say, oh, well, we're up 20-0. Because, again, there is going to be that game where you got to execute, and they have to have that in mind. There's no excuse here. You know, the game, you know, you're controlling the game. It's in your grasp. Got to go for it here. Got to put some points up on the board.
Well, we were talking in the first quarter, the first half as well, about, yeah, it's important to learn how to come from behind, but you got to learn how to keep the pressure on. You got to learn how to make it 55-0. And you just don't want to see the players get complacent. You just don't want to see them, well, we got this game won, so you know, we need to try near as hard and things like that.
Guger looking, plenty of time, looking for Connor Pilch, and it was a bit short.
Yeah, it's also thrown to the wrong, to the backside of Connor Pilch, and I don't know if you know, Guger thought Connor was breaking it back toward the sideline, or Connor ran the wrong route.
Well, it'll be 3rd and 10 here for the War Eagles. Guger looking, good protection again, looking long and dangerous pass. That was number 21, Armand Smith, the senior cornerback, on the coverage. Guger, don't really know who that one was thrown to. Pretty dangerous pass, but 4th and 10 now coming up. Punt team, Alex Robinson, no one back deep to return for Fayette. This is a nice high punt.
Ooh, if we get the right bounce.
Oh, and
not sure how they're calling that one. They're calling that a live ball. All right.
Unbelievable play there from the Woodward special teams. That was Alex Idson, number 14, batting the ball back. Oh, batting the ball backwards.
Great play.
Woodward covers it up. Unbelievable play from the junior, Alex Idson.
And it's nice to see the special teams have some success. Because you know, last week there was a little bit of kind of chaos, a little bit of confusion on the punts and punt returns and stuff like that. But they seem to got their act together, and they're running a very tight, disciplined special teams right now. So, congrats to Coach Davis on getting everybody back on the right page.
1st and 10, Fayette on their own 2-yard line. Williams hands off, and that is number 9, Montrell Kelly. Gets maybe a yard.
Williams hands off to Kelly. Spencer on the tackle.
Well, you like to see them run the ball because it keeps the clock running. And the clock right now is our friend. Not that I think that, you know, Woodward's in any type of danger of losing this game, but Steve, you want everything to go your way.
2nd and 9 now. Williams on the keeper. He'll get maybe a yard or two, so that'll bring up about 3rd and 6 here. So
yeah, Andre Newton and Ozzie Bunbury on the stop there.
Williams on the carry, Bunbury on the tackle. Gain of 10 will bring up
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of a little bit surprised with Fayette County's play calling because when they were in a similar situation the previous possession, they weren't scared to sling it outside and run some slant routes and quick outs. And the first two plays of this possession have been very conventional, option plays, dive plays. Timeout Fayette County. Well, they have something up their sleeve here. Coach Vandergriff got the entire defense over there. Everybody working. Coach McGarrett there. Coach Brennan.
Again, a timely timeout from the Tigers. Head coach Mike Davis, not settling. Down 20 points, but still understanding that if they can somehow get a first down out of this, maybe get some momentum and maybe try to put up some points in this game with a nice drive downfield. But a long way to go, and just over 10 minutes left in the game. And you have to say a comeback doesn't look to be in store.
Well, all successful high school coaches. If you're going to be a successful high school coach, you've got to understand that you got to take every opportunity you can to coach the kids. And I'm not saying be positive be rose-colored glasses or anything like that. But realize that there's always an opportunity to learn, always an opportunity to coach. And I think you certainly see that with the Fayette County coaching staff. And so big play for Woodward Academy. Even though we're up 20 points, we don't want to do anything silly here and give up a cheap score.
Williams now scrambling around in his own end zone, throwing, and it is caught in a shot there. That was Quincy Wolf, the linebacker. Nice play. That was complete to Chandler Simic.
And they pick up a first down there.
Well, Jason Williams showing some great agility there, getting outside of the pocket, making something happen with his feet, and then, throwing an accurate ball to Chandler Simic there.
Well, the thing, he's rolling left, sprint roll left, and he's throwing right-handed, and that's, you got to be an athlete to be able to execute that.
Handoff this time for a couple yards. That was number 9 again, Montrell Kelly.
Ben Walker, the senior, in the game now. In on that tackle, along with Griffin Lamb and Austin Ward.
A host of Blue Eagles on the tackle. 8 of 5 brings up second down and 5.
So 2nd and 5, I would expect Fayette County to get run an aggressive play here.
Williams will hand off to Kelly, and not much doing there.
Right.
It's maybe a yard.
Ben Walker on the stop there. It's the second time we called the senior's name. 2 plays, 2 tackles. Good for him. Third and short.
.8:20 to go here in the 4th quarter of play, as Messick and Jackson, the Fayette receivers, swap places. Flag on the play.
Delay a game, maybe? Yep. Delay a game. Let's kind of recap Woodward's scoring summary. Ozzie Bunbury picked up a fumble and ran it 4 yards for the first touchdown of the game. Alex Robinson then kicked field goal, and then Myrick 22-yard run to the end zone to take it to 17, and then Alex Robson kicked about a 25-yard field goal, take us to 20.
Williams, and he
is.
Well,
wow.
Well,
Thought we had him wrapped up, and for a little bit of loss, Carter Johnson there, but the athletic quarterback was able to turn a net negative into a net positive.
He's very elusive, and again, you know, his size, it's a double-edged sword, you know? You know, you're standing behind that big offensive line, and you're looking, and being much shorter, it certainly doesn't help you. But again, we described him earlier as kind of that hybrid running back. They run an option a lot. They do the QB sneak a lot. When you're behind those linemen and your blockers, he's hard to see and he's hard to wrap up because he's quick, and he's got that low center of gravity. And there you saw bigger quarterback probably would have gone right down there, but him, you know, instead of where you're tackling at most guys' stomachs, you're tackling him at the shoulders. He just shakes you right off and, you know, makes something out of the play. Well, this is Aston into punt, and it's a wobbly one. Fielded by Austin Phillips. About the 47.
So 7:03 left in the fourth quarter. Woodward again, decent field position. So far, all the scoring's been in the first half. Woodward's knocked on the door a couple of times, but not been able to push it across. You know, still got the starters in there. Still got, you know, Ethan Frank and Goodger and Pilch and Austin Phillips, everybody. So Benji Russell down on our side of the field, the wide out spot.
Stephen Smith now in motion. Goodger will hand it off to Austin Phillips, who powers his way for about 6 yards there.
I'll tell you, you were describing yards after contact earlier. 98% of his yards are after contact. I mean, he's taking this thing straight up in the middle, straight up into the teeth of the defense, and he's making people miss. He's keeping those feet moving. He's running through the defenders. Phillips now in this slot position.
Goodger with the pitch here to Stephen Smith, and this play's going backwards, and they're trying to strip the ball.
Yeah.
Taken down eventually by number 5, Braylon Cook. That, nothing doing there.
Yeah, I don't know if that, I don't know, maybe telegraph that play a little bit too much. When you start seeing the motion coming back this way, it's a little bit of an easy call. Jess Sutherland coming in. Looks to be at QB to give Mr. Goodger a little bit of rest there.
Jess Sutherland, number 18, the sophomore, backup quarterback. Looking and almost intercepted. That was number 21, Armon Smith, the DB, nearly picking that one off. He looked like he was looking for number 8, the tight end, A.J. Cole. But a bit high, first throw.
Well, I tell you what I'm kind of sitting here shocked about. You bring in a sophomore quarterback for one play and you let him throw the ball downfield. I think, again, most of the time when you bring in a quarterback like that, the first thing you want to do is let him run a dive play, just let him get comfortable. But Coach Hunt says, we're going to throw him in the fire.
Quincy Wolf now checking into the game.
Yeah, we're punting the ball, 4th and about 12. Alex Robinson back there. Fayette County's got a return guy there now. Now we got, not sure what's going on. Delay game, Woodward.
We'll move Alex Robinson back, so it'll be 4th and 17 now, a bit of a longer punt. So back deep to return for the Tigers. Number 5, Braylon Cook.
Oh my goodness, that's a good punt.
This is a pretty punt. And
Boy, hits it about the 3-yard line. It just took a really bad bounce for us into the end zone. But so that was about a 40-some-odd yard punt. And I tell you, Alex Robinson, it's not going to be so much apparent in this game because we've got a 20-point lead. But if we get into a close game, he is going to be a factor and to our advantage. His ability to kick off the ball, punt the ball, get that field goal. And there's going to come a game where that's going to matter, and that's going to matter big. And it's a good thing he's on our side.
And he's, we should note that the field goals he's been, really.
I don't think he's missed one. I know he's not missed one this year.
He's 3 for 3, but they've been from fair distance. They haven't been chip shots. He made the 35-yarder earlier on in the game. So, if he can do that under pressure, Williams looks. He was looking for Messick again.
Yeah, I thought there might have been a little bit of offensive interference there. Quincy Wolf got kind of shoved around a little bit. But they might have thought it was uncatchable. I don't know. They didn't throw the flag anyway. So go back to 2nd and 10. Okay, if you're listening, that was the Fayette County Band, which is on the far side of the stadium. They're about 150 strong. I think I said earlier they got like 12 tubas and 8 xylophones. It's a big band. Oh, a little screen pass here.
Screen pass, and he'll try to reverse his field.
Well, heck fire. It looked like Fayette County, I don't know what, I think they thought the play was over. They just kind of stood there. It was a very poorly executed screen. Threw the ball, and the offensive line was just kind of standing there. And so it resulted in a pretty big loss, 4:45 now in the 4th quarter. Fayette County takes a timeout. 3rd and something. It's 3rd and long. Starting to platoon in some players, which is a good thing to get those, get some other guys some experience, some playing experience out there. We were talking about Ben Walker a little bit earlier.
Saw Coach Hunt bring in the sophomore quarterback Jess Sutherland for a play. First play in the game. It's a go route.
I know it's. Jess Sutherland should not doubt whether or not Coach Hunt has confidence in him. It's clear that he does. And I tell you, if he develops, it'd be interesting to see. You go back to last year where we had this dynamic duo with Goodger and Terrence Phillips because both could play quarterback. And if you could bring Jess Sutherland along and get him confidence at the quarterback slot, you could stick Goodger out there on the split end, and he is an exceptional receiver. But just to give you that dual threat.
And that was such a dynamic duo for Woodward last year because, Terrence Phillips really did it all. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, kick returner. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did them all. Terry, meanwhile, was more of a quarterback, wide receiver.
Yeah.
And what happened is we could really air it out last year because we just put Terrence in the red zone, just throw a jump ball to Terry, and he almost had that Calvin Johnson effect. Once you get near the end zone, it's almost useless for any defender to even contest it, whereas this year we're a bit smaller at the receiver position and don't really have that jump ball threat.
Oh.
And that was Graham Hixon there with a nice play.
Nice tackle.
Montreal Kelly going down. Feet just kind of came out from under him.
Yeah, he had some serious green in front of him on that play. Don't know if he'd gotten the first down or not, but he'd gotten close. The well-executed throwback. Good misdirection. Good play call by the Fayette County Tigers there. Yeah, there's you talk about Goodger and even Terrence Phillips last year, but there's all different types of intelligence. You got people who are just naturally smart in math, people who are naturally smart in science. Well, you can say the same thing of athletics. There are people who just understand athletics. And Terry Goodger's one of them, I think.
Here's
Look
Austin
at
Phillips.
Go.
Austin Phillips. And he's taken down at about the 5-yard line.
That's a horse collar tackle, too.
And that did look like a horse collar. That was number 5, Braylon Cook, coming in and preventing the return for 6 there. But impressive from the fullback there, Austin Phillips.
I tell you, you see that happen a lot on special teams where there's a little bit of a bobble, and that bobble buys a little bit of time, and so it allows the play to develop a little bit more, and so you got wider lanes and you can see the lanes clear. Because you notice when Myrick made his long run on that punt that on the kickoff, he bobbled the ball there.
It really does throw off all of the defenders on the special teams. And you kind of think about Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 2 with Deshaun Jackson, and Myrick is.
Boy, I tell you, that was
a
great handoff though by Goodger to fake the dive play and come back to counter behind him. Very well executed. Now, this is absolutely critical that the offense be able to stick the ball in from 3 yards.
This is that situational football, not so much the score,
exactly.
Not so much the time left in the game, but maybe it is the time left in the game, but maybe it's 20-all, and here it is.
Goodger goes in for the
score.
Goodger
goes in, touchdown, and that's key. That's key, knowing that you're 3 yards away and you don't have to settle for 3 or anything like that. So there's going to come maybe more than once this season. Woodward's going to be knocking on the door, and they can't settle for a field goal. They've got to score a touchdown. That's a huge boost for this team to put it in there for 6.
Yeah, you just want there from again, confidence is so important in sports, and football certainly is no exception. And you want there to be no doubt in anybody's mind that we can't score. And that's why it's so important that even though you're up 20-0, that you be able to execute these plays.
Robinson up and good.
Yep. All right, so a good offensive play there, possession there, capitalizing on the and be able to stick it in the end zone.
Just looking at the upcoming schedule for Woodward after this game, do have a bye week next week, but then on September 14th, they're away at Woodland. Then we are away at Westminster, and mark your calendars for that one, September 21st. That is going to be a packed house at Westminster that game.
Sure.
I mean, it's just, it's a great rivalry in many different sports, and I think everyone's going to be excited and make the road trip for that one. Then the region play starts.
Right.
Home against Blessed Trinity, which will be a huge game. And
I think that's going to be a bigger game than I think we might initially thought last week.
Mm-hmm. And then moving on with the region play, Decatur, Towers, McNair. October 26th, St. Pius. And that is the homecoming game. That is the biggie. And then Cedar Grove on November 2nd. So exciting schedule coming up for Woodward. They'll get the victory tonight against non-region opponent Fayette County. 2:51 left in the game.
.251 left. Here we go. Ooh,
Robinson
go out of bounds.
This will be an illegal procedure.
All right. Trying to check some scores from some of our region opponents that can't seem to get anything.
We want to thank our broadcasters as well, Mr. Charles Bryant.
Kai Glenn Cross coming into the game.
And extra times, Mr. John Merrill.
Handoff to
go.
number 4, Terrence
Alex
Kelly.
Edson. Is that Alex?
Alex Hixon.
I tell you, he's young man stepping up, having a great game. Of course, he was responsible for keeping that putt out of the end zone, and then was able to read the play, find the gap, sprint upfield, make the tackle.
Loss of 3 brings up
Second down and 13 here. Williams with the pitch, nearly fumbled.
Holy
And
cow.
Terrence Kelly, he bottled up in the backfield yet again.
Yeah, Alex Edson on the first hit there. Connor Dooley helped finish him off.
leads the tacklers. Loss of a couple more. And bring up a 3rd down and 15 for the Tigers.
Coming up on a minute 30 left in the game here. 3rd down and 15. Tigers on their own 30-yard line. Williams to throw, and well, number 11 there, Chandler Simic, in and out of his hands. Didn't quite get his head up in time. So 4th down and 15. Minute 20 left in the game. It's all but over at this point.
Yeah, what you do now is you bring in, a lot of people who hadn't seen much playing time on the interior part of the line, but you want to keep the cornerbacks and the safeties. You want to keep your skilled people still out there, your veterans out there, because you just don't want to give up any big play.
Stephen Smith back to return. Low snap. Aston gets it off and takes a
just
fake
leave it alone.
bounce.
Leave it alone. See, oh my goodness. Who's that?
Stephen Smith got knocked down there.
Yeah, but Arrington Farrar came in there and trying to block people and nearly kicked the ball, which would have been a special teams disaster. Okay, so Jess Sutherland back in at quarterback to run what I think is the final possession of Woodward Academy. So good victory tonight, Mr. Cohen. Good solid play both on offense and defensive side of the ball.
Handoff to Quincy Wolf, bounces to the outside, and he's got the corner. Quincy Wolf to the 30, to the 20. Quincy Wolf shakes a couple tacklers.
Move.
Quincy Wolf, what a move, and he will score.
Oh,
Quincy
boy, that
Wolf
was nice.
with the play of the game.
Looked like Mark Ingram.
Quincy Wolf there, bounced to the outside. Looked like he was just going to maybe get the first down. Then all of a sudden, rumbles all the way for a touchdown. Unbelievable play from Quincy Wolf, and cue up the highlight reel for that one.
Oh, running down the line and then just did a little stutter step and cut it back inside. All the way to pay dirt. Big play. Got a 70, maybe 74-yard run. Yeah, and of course, Coach Hunt's not trying to score a touchdown on that play. It just worked out that way. Mr. Robinson kicks it in.
That's on the extra point. It'll be 34-zip with just under a minute to go in the game. And
Well, Josh, I'm going to call this one. I'll say Woodward's going to win this game. I'm going to call it early. Yeah, so a nice run by Quincy. It's good to see him now get a touchdown under his belt.
Quincy, they're really showing what he can do, and he's going to be exciting to watch for the next 2 years. You know, only a junior, so I mean, we see on that play just every trait that you look for in a running back: the explosiveness to get to the corner, the agility and finesse to keep the feet in bounds. He's walking the tightrope along the sidelines, and puts the brakes on for a nice stop-and-go move, and then explodes again into the end zone. I mean, Quincy Wolf there just really showing what he's capable of. And again, he and Austin Phillips, only juniors, both fullbacks, and both very capable of what we saw right there.
Yeah, you've got a good core, for, like you said, for the next couple of years with Goodger and Quincy and Austin. And it's only going to get better. That chemistry is only going to get better, get tighter.
Robinson to kick here. Under a minute to go in the game, and this is out of the back of the end zone again.
Well, the Fayette County faithful are still largely here, so sticking by their team. That's a good thing to see. Woodward, of course, has had a great crowd out here, as always. Lots of students and parents, and even saw some parents of students who have graduated. So it's a good support. It's good to see that level of support. Well, they're going to get a delay of game penalty if they're not careful.
Williams rolling out to his right, and he is wrestled down.
Ben Walker and Alex Edson.
I'll tell you, Alex Edson has a nose for the football.
I mean, you're exactly right.
He just sniffs out a play right from the second. Williams snapped that ball. I mean, it was just Alex Idson was just into the backfield, making a play on the football, and and
he's not dancing around up there. I mean, he's taking a beeline for it.
You're right. He's like an absolute torpedo there into that backfield. He's very fun to watch in there alongside number 45, Kai Glencross, also a junior. So.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if you see Mr. Edson start to pop up on our radar a lot more often.
Wouldn't be surprising. Well, final horn sounds. Final score, Woodward 34. The visiting Fayette County Tigers, nothing.
Well, it's a great game, and I think we got a lot to build on, a lot of confidence, a lot of positive momentum, a lot of positive vibes to come out of this game, and carry it forward to Woodland. And so our next home game is
September 28th against Blessed Trinity. Starting the region action with a new member to the region, Blessed Trinity. So that'll be a huge game here in just about a month. Well, as always, fans, thank you for tuning into tonight's action between the Woodward Academy War Eagles and the Fayette County Tigers. Final score again: Woodward 34, Fayette 0. Thank you to all of our production crew and staff here at Woodward, and my partner, Mr. Bryant. And hope to see you next game at home on September 28th against Blessed Trinity. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.